My car in a car park, day 4, long day ahead. It is just before 8 o'clock in the morning. Lots of places to go. I started off this year by talking about how the bigger venues seem to have gathered together themselves, the big 7 now, and you're seeing Just a Tonic and Space and so on joining the ones like the Pleasance and the Assembly that you would normally expect. And I thought perhaps one of the tasks this year is to find a new venue, and I have found one, which is not necessarily that new. I had never been to see Aquila where it is just now. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've got no idea. But I believed, I thought it was where it was, and it wasn't. And then found I had to meander about and rush to get there to see one of the shows that I had decided I wanted to see. And I think that's one of the things about the musical chairs of the venues at the moment. That, you've got things like Greenside at Riddles Court, which used to be somebody else's, and so on. So those are quite interesting in terms of the movement around, but the consolidation. Now, I've therefore managed to do that, but I'm finding myself once again going to some places that are familiar, overly familiar, and feeling that somehow if I haven't been to Triple X or Venue 45, then I haven't seen Space. If I've not been to Nidri Street, not Ridley Street, Infirmary Street or Nicholson Square, I've not seen Greenside, and I've not been to Assembly Rooms, I've not seen, and so Newstand, Newtown Theatre, Hill Street Theatre are probably not going to be places I'm going to get to. I do have a new one today that I've never been to, and I'm probably going to have to spend some time trying to find that this morning, because I don't know where it is. And that'll be an interesting one. I do have a kind of big gap between two that allows me to meander around Edinburgh and do a little bit of looking out for it. The other thing that I'm going to task myself with today, and I do this every year, is to find a PBH festival guide. Now, firstly, free festival, you've got an app, an iPhone app. I don't use iPhones, so therefore I don't have it, which is not a bad thing necessarily. But I don't believe in the conglomerate that is Apple, and I think I don't have an iPad. I don't like the Apple format. I'm very much PC, yada yada yada. I'm Samsung rather than, I used to be Nokia, yada yada yada. It's what you're used to, and I know and I understand that. But it just struck me as quite ironic that I can't get the app for Free Festival on my Samsung. Now, it might be because I can't find it and I'm not looking at the right place and all the rest of it. I can't see it in Play Store. The Free Fringe PBH, I'll have another go at trying to download that as well. But every year I come, I've seen these the free festival guides being held by people. I've got the Free Festival one for www.freefestival.co.uk, so I don't need the app, I suppose, but I just wanted to get something physically in my hand. I'm of that age, I suppose, where that's important, which will lead me to the app in a minute, which is back this year. But one of the major things is that, of course, if you're on the PBH festival, that your job entails, part of the deal is that you're going to distribute these and be hanging about, handing them out. I haven't seen anybody weigh them, and this is now into week 2 of the festival. I should be seeing them, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I have been looking. And I did actually spend about half an hour last week doing a round of venues that I thought were part of PBH's, and there was nothing there. So hopefully today I'm going to address that. Now it brings me to the app. Last year I moaned, as did many, about the lack of an app, and it's back this year, and it's as sophisticated as it was before. Mine tends to crash a lot. That might just be the age of my phone. So I'm not going to necessarily blame it, but the value of having something that you can ask for specific times. I've been using it alongside my laptop and the website for edfringe.com has been massively helpful. So good things from that. It's something that the Fringe should be doing. They should be better at. I think that the search function on edfringe.com could be sophisticated, looking for something between 6 and 7 for those of us who are looking for specific times can be better on the app, but sometimes it doesn't always load as well. I don't know if that's down to bandwidth capacity or whatever, so therefore having the edfringe.com, having that level of sophistication would be helpful. It'd be helpful for most people, because one of the things that can be off-putting is you ask for something between 6 and 7 and you get like 170 options. You're not going to necessarily sit and look at all of them and trying to work out what it is that you want to do, because there's lots of factors to be taken account of. So that's important. However, also once again to thank all the media contacts who've been particularly helpful. I did have a little bit of a dig at Fringe and the media people because of something that happened when I was looking for a particular ticket, which has been resolved oddly for a variety of reasons. And I did hint to something that I'd had a struggle getting a ticket into because I'd actually initially been refused entry. More of that if it's resolved, because it is actually the very last show that I want to go and see of the Fringe, and if I manage to get it, then that'll be resolved positively. If I don't manage, then you might hear more about it. However, there's been a couple of things that have been a little bit irritating. Nothing of great import. First world problems, really and truly. But most importantly, and this is massive, the reason why I always struggle with the Fringe is because of the size of the organisation that sits alongside it. It's not the artists, it's not the performances, it's often not the venues. And what I think is that, again, the individual venues, media people, have been absolutely brilliant. They've been great. They've picked me up on getting things wrong. They have guided me towards getting things right. And they have almost all been in a position where very, very quickly, if I'm looking for something, I'm getting it. And you can't ask for better than that. And I think that there has been a particular improvement in last year. I think last year getting people back in after the pandemic had been a bit of a struggle. I think this year there would appear to be not better systems, but more familiarity with the systems and with the idiocy of people like me who don't often get it always right and probably jump up and down and shout and complain and then have to have it pointed out to them that they're being a bit of a fud. However, all fuddery aside, I'm off to see if I can find the place that I'm supposed to be going to early afternoon, and also walk a couple of places to see if there's sufficient time between. It doesn't mean I'm going to have to run like a maniac along the streets of Edinburgh between shows, and I will see you on the other side, probably about midnight tonight. Bye for now.